I think if I... All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Corey Hickman, and I am the CEO of Horizon Aerial Service, LLC. I've created my own business. This is all my own. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Something about me is I've always wanted to be an airline pilot, but the cost is very high. On average, you're going to find the cost of just training alone, just for your private pilot's license. That's not including your multi-engine, your IFR rating, or anything else. Just to be about $9,000 to $12,000. It's very expensive. So that's why I came here to Butler Tech to learn everything I can about aviation, learn everything I can about drones, and I plan to profit off my business to propel me into more of an aviation career inside of the airlines, inside of other aviation type of jobs. So how I grew before and after. So my before, I was in the Aviation Explorers. I was in other flight schools. I've done other flight schools, other flight training, and I, didn't really know too much about aviation. Now, I'm more knowledgeable about drones. I'm certified, and I have more of a understanding about aviation in general, and a clear-cut path to the airlines. Moving on. My road to 107. So the part 107 is the rules that you fall under operating drones commercially. So you're certified as a remote pilot, and you can fly drones for money, for trade, stuff like that. Without the license, you can still fly drones. You can still fly for your own fun and take your own family pictures and stuff like that, and fly around the community park or whatever. But you won't be able to do it for a business. You won't be able to do it for, you won't be able to fly drones for a real estate agent, stuff like that. But moving on, it was an extremely challenging test. The test itself took me from October to January. October, we started studying using the GLIME system. And then January is when I eventually did pass my test. It's when I was officially certified of this year of 2020. It took me quite a while to get it done. We were studying under Mr. Rich Packer here at Butler Tech Aviation program, and it's a lot of fun. Moving on. So the drone, I bought a Phantom 3 Pro 4K from a classmate. It only cost me about $350. It wasn't very expensive at all, for a drone at least. The pros of it, it had a 4K camera. It was a starter drone. It got me into practice. And what was bad about it was, it was very old. It was an older drone. It lacked on quality. So the drone I use today, that's what I do all of my work with, is it's a Mavic 2 Pro. I bought it for $1,700. It was used off of the Facebook Marketplace, but I wouldn't knock it because the guy that I bought it from only used it for an hour and 15 minutes. That's not a lot at all. I test flew it before I put any money down on it, and it works very well. It does its job. It had 0 crashes. It was literally just sitting in the box from when he bought it to the hour and 15 he used it. So, I am very happy with my purchase. The why I got it. Has a great camera, great quality, and it's a good, easy go-to drone. So for the drone, this specific drone, even Hollywood producers will use it in tight quarter spaces. So it's a great go-to. My other option, something else I was considering, was a Phantom 4 Pro. It was a little more expensive, just slightly. it's the next best thing if you ask me. You know, it's probably the other go-to. If the Mavic 2 Pro wasn't available, wasn't there, the Phantom 4 would be the next go-to option. It's got a great camera, once again. It's very big. That's the only problem with the drone itself. It's a bigger drone. So that's why I personally would not prefer it. Moving on. You know, the business itself, yeah, it's Horizon Aerial Service LLC. It's an official business, cleared through government, cleared through banks, cleared whole 9 yards. And it's, if you look it up, you'll find that I am the president CEO. So, you know, some people will say, you know, you're only 17. How do you own your own business? Well, you can own your own business at any time. The only problem that I have, being a minor, is I don't have anyone to sign the legal paperwork, but I solved that problem with my parents. My dad has stepped in and said, I will be there at any time. You need to enter a contract or put a signature down for legal reasons. And he's been basically he's been there for me at any point that I've needed him. So I have always wanted to be an entrepreneur. At some point, I've always wanted to start something new and watch it grow from 0 to 100. You know, I have a family line of entrepreneurs. My dad was at my age, he owned his own cleaning business. Now he's a realtor. My grandpa has owned Brothers Lock and Key in North College Hill with his brother way back when. And then his dad, my great-grandfather, owned a neon sign business. That's an interesting story just because he grew that business from 0 all the way up. And turns out that it was through the Great Depression. And after he was 40 years old or so, he said, you know, it's time to lock up and quit because I'm retired. So that's how well he did. Moving on. All right, so just a bit on money standards. So I've called some other competitors around me. I did a market analysis, and I found that the lowest price that any drone operator around will do is $125. $125, and you'll get some pictures, some edited information, stuff like that. I've priced myself as low as $150, just a little higher. Here's why. So I want myself to be at a certain point where, you know, I'm not the cheapest. I'm not just gonna be the guy that, hey, he's the cheapest guy, so I pick him. I want to be the guy that's, you know, he's got a reasonable price, it's competitive, and he provides pretty good quality. So that's why I selected $150, just $25, a little more expensive. So yeah, I've given myself a little more of a competitive rate. So yeah, I'm a guide. I'm not a salesman. I'm not here to sell you on my most expensive product to give. I'm going to give you what you need. So if you're a real estate agent and you need a video of something to market yourself, well, cool. That's approximately $300, and I can do that for you, no problem. Here's my date. I can be out there. But if you're let's say if you're a roof inspector and you just need photos of the roof, I'm not going to say you need a video of, you know, the entire house. You're only looking at the roof. So that's something about that. So I do my best to provide my best product. You know, it's fair and honest, like I said. So at the bank, I'm banking with Our Group. I chose Our Group over SynFed, which I was originally banking with, because SynFed, they had like a 15% or so fee for just a business account. And Our Group said you can open our business account like it's a regular checking or savings. So it doesn't cost me anything too much, and it's pretty convenient. Another thing about Our Group is that when me and my dad went to open our account, the person who was opening our account thought she was opening an account for my dad. It was for me. So that's just another thing about being a minor and being this young and starting something so big. You know, for taxes, just for tax purposes, I organize myself in a shoebox. It's it's the humor in the situation that I've decided that the best way to keep track of everything is in my office, where I have just a shoebox, just to keep everything intact and everything together. That way, when it comes time for next year to roll around and tax time comes up, I just say, okay, here's everything, let's organize it, and there it is. So moving on, I've got just a little more on some cash that supplies, everyone needs to invest in their business in some sort of fashion. So let's go ahead and run down. I got a MacBook Pro. That's how I do my editing. That costed me $1,000. The other computers that I was looking at costed me $1,700 and upwards. So I've decided, MacBook, it gives me a good value and it's got more to offer. So I bought it off of one of my friends who was giving me a pretty good deal on it, $1,000 for an iPad mini and a MacBook Pro. Editing systems, I use Final Cut Pro. It's a $300 purchase one time, and it does its job. It does very well. So credit card swiping systems and other credit card uses. At the moment, I do not have any actual credit card swiping of some kind. I use Venmo. That is my primary use. And my dad's even partnered with me to help me verify myself through Venmo. But I am looking at SureTech. Sean Wood from SureTech has a credit card processing system that I plan on talking to him about. And to continue on, I needed a new phone because my other phone had too much storage. It was too outdated, so I had to upgrade my phone system. Editing skills, at first I was looking at partnering with an editing buddy of mine. Turns out he has too much on his plate, so I had to develop those skills on my own. Moving on. Practice makes perfect. So at any time that anyone gets into something new, they're not the best at it. That photo down on, I believe, the right for you, maybe it's left, but for me it's right. That photo is of my house. It's how I practice. Is I go fly at my house. I fly at the park. I fly, anywhere I can get some good footage, and I just practice. Get out there and do your best, because anytime you start something new, it's not going to be great the first go around. All right, so goals, plans, etc. So I'm a A student. That's my number one priority at school. At any time, I work at a part-time job, Mike's Car Wash. Becoming an airline pilot has always been my number one goal. So, I'm extremely determined on this goal, and to, continue that, I am willing to do anything that I need to do. So starting this business, it's branched off into something that's a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable, and at the same time, it's serving a purpose. All right. So next I have 2 sample videos for you. I'll play the first one. This first one is a house I did for a realtor. And okay, so yeah, that was just a real quick video there. And next one is a business coach ad that I did for my business coach that I met through networking.
Dogwood Business Development mentors people in business just like you, helping them focus on their visions while building their confidence with sound business strategies so they can achieve their goals and dreams. Serving not only Central Ohio, technology now allows us to reach not only those in our geographic area, but also across the country. Vision, planning, action, and accountability yield positive results.
All right. So yeah, both of those videos are on my YouTube channel. If you would like to check out my YouTube channel at any time, it's just Corey's Horizon with my business logo on it. But yeah, it's basically a line of videos that explain entrepreneurship, business, aviation, and how I'm running my business. So yeah, that's pretty much my PowerPoint there. Very special thank you to my dad, Chris Hickman. He's been there every step of the way. Butler Tech, Mr. Packer, and Matt King, the three primary goals that got me through aviation.